Hi guys, EBPMAN with tablets for me. Today we're going to do a unboxing review of a 20,000 milliamp hour high capacity battery pack for virtually any of your electronic devices. And this battery pack is brought to us by AVANTEK. Inside the box you'll find your battery backup solution. You'll find a customer service card, a user guide, a micro USB charging cable that you could use to charge your actual battery pack as well as use it to charge other devices, and a power brick that you can use to charge the battery pack. Now taking a closer look at the battery has a battery gauge. Each one of these gauges represents a quarter of battery. So you'll see that this is right now in full capacity. You have a power button that is a multi-purpose button. You press this button to enable the actual charge of battery, but you press it twice if you want to get the embedded flashlight to enable. We'll see that in a couple seconds. There aren't really any additional controls around the battery whatsoever. On the flip side, you have all the details or the specs. Let's flip that over so you can see that and zoom a little bit about the battery. And you can see that it's clearly a 20,000 milliamp hour battery, very large capacity battery. If we zoom out again and take a look at now the front of the actual battery, there's a couple things to note here. First, you have a 2.4 amp and a 2.4 amp ports. You have two USB charging ports, and this device features intelligent charging technology. So depending on your device and how much power your device can absorb or charge your charging rate, the device will automatically adjust for that. So you can have on this port a iPhone, iPad, any kind of iDevice, and it's going to charge at the current that that iDevice can handle. On this side, if you were to connect it to another iDevice or an Android device, it will do the same thing and it will adjust up to 2.4 amps. You have your micro USB charging port there, and you can enable this flashlight by just pressing this button twice. As you can see, there's your flashlight, and then you could just press it twice to disable it. So that's a nice little feature if you need a flashlight in an emergency situation. Not terribly bright, but still functional. Now let's take a look at connecting devices to the actual battery backup. I have two devices that will plug in to charge from the battery, and I just wanted to give you a sense of the size of the battery as it compares to an iDevice or a Samsung device. Here I have an iPhone 6, and you can see that it's just slightly taller than the iPhone 6. It is probably 3 times as thick as an iPhone 6 because of the capacity. And if you look at here, this is actually a Samsung Note 4 Edge. It's just slightly taller than it, but also there's a significant width there because of the actual battery. If we were to compare it to, let's say, another battery, and this is a battery that we reviewed on the channel from Anchor. This is a 1300 milliamp hour battery compared to a 20,000. So you're looking at not significantly larger. So let me correct myself, 13,000 milliamp hour battery compared to a 20,000 milliamp hour battery. So not much larger if we compare them side by side. So here you have kind of from a thickness perspective, they're almost the same, as you can see there. And the height is just slightly more, a little taller, but you get a significant more battery life from this specific device. Now let's go ahead and connect it so that we can see how it charges. I have our battery. I have a little meter to determine how much power is coming out of the battery, and I have this micro USB charging cable that I'm going to use to charge our Note 4. So what we'll do is we'll just power it up, and you'll notice that immediately our meter is registering the amount of power that's coming out of the battery. And the next step is to plug it into the actual Note. So we'll go ahead and do that to see it charge. Now you'll notice that the meter is changing to show the kind of output that's pushing out to the Note 4. This is a good sign. We're seeing well over 1 amp coming out of the charger, providing charge to the actual Note 4. And you notice it's 1 at 1.6, 1.7 milliamps. It's just hovering around there, and a lot of that power is being regulated by what the Note can draw, and then the circuitry that's inside of the battery itself. So now that we have the Note charging, you can see that that's still charging at that rate. I'm going to plug in using this cable for the iPhone, plug in the iPhone to charge in a separate port. What we'll be looking for to see is if this number drops significantly, because now we're drawing for another device. So I'm going to plug in the iPhone 6. Make sure that everything is plugged in. It's charging. All right, so we have the little charging lightning bolt there, and you'll notice that the actual charging rate for the Note has not changed at all. It's actually still hovering between 169 and 170. So I'm getting adequate charge from both of these devices being charged from the same battery at the same time. So this concludes our review of the AVANTEK 20,000 milliamp hour battery. As you can see by our demonstration, it is a high capacity battery that's capable of charging two devices at the same time at a very good rate of charge. I want to thank the folks for AVANTEK for making this device available for review on this channel, and as always I want to thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video.